Hey, YouTube. I'm Brick Smith, and welcome to Forever Sorting with Kevin Augustus
works.
Hinkle.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, how you doing, Kevin?
I'm good. I was anticipating what was going to be the A name for today.
Wait for it, because Aardvark's coming.
Aardvark, the animal. I love it. I love it. Hey, here we are again.
Yeah, we did it. We made it through another week.
And from our last episode to this episode,
right.
I think it's only fair to say that we should take a moment to acknowledge your 5-year anniversary.
How he's 5 year
how he's 5 year anniversary. I mean, that was the best ever.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I would like to say this. Here's the backstory. Like, 5 years for what?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What does that mean? Well, 5 years ago, the day of recording this, the day before the recording of this, was my 5-year anniversary on Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook and YouTube. But Brick Smith, your first video was in August. I said, I know. I know. But
we get a little foghorn leghorn action in there.
But I was scared of Instagram, so I didn't make an Instagram account right then. And so Brick Smith was born on February 16th, 2014.
Yeah, I love it.
5 years. I then sat around and went in the live rooms and commented and liked and subscribed to all of my favorite YouTubers. And then I decided, well, it's time.
It's time to join.
It's time to bust a rhyme.
And 5 years later, here we are.
5 years, folks.
Is there any like life lessons that you wish to bestow in terms of being a Lego fan over the last 5 years?
Not Lego fan. Lego hasn't changed a bit. The bricks still connect as they always do.
That's true.
As far as YouTube is concerned, or the community, have a thick skin.
Yeah.
Don't let the things that people say bother you. Ignore it if it's negative, and rejoice when it's positive.
That's probably pretty good. That's fair.
Now, and that goes, and of course that's just life lessons in general, but it definitely in your lug, at your shows, just online in the community.
Yeah, online's a big one.
Yeah, have a thick skin, because people who can hide behind a monitor will beat you down the worst.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. You know, I'll say that. I think I told you this, that a lot of this is still pretty new to me in terms of actively being involved.
Right.
Obviously, I am well aware of what YouTube is. I have been for a very long time. And my first videos were, as we know, stop motion from college, and that was where that's where I was instructed to upload my content by my professor. And so. But I wasn't really active in terms of the Lego YouTube community really at all.
Right.
Just kind of watching from a perch. And so now that I'm in it now. And so, funnily enough, one of my first real active participations was having David Hall come over here and shoot the room tour video, which wasn't the goal of him coming over here, but he was here. And he said, "Hey, while I'm here, could I shoot a room tour for my YouTube channel?"
It wasn't Kevin's goal.
It wasn't my goal either. But I didn't mind, and I had already spent an entire week like sprucing this place up like nobody's business. I said, "Go ahead," and it's still there. So if anyone has an interest, you can go to Solid Brick Studio, bricks with an X, on YouTube and watch the Lego room tour. But I think it has something ridiculous like 200,000 views or something.
Yeah.
And
you don't have subscribers for Kevin. Sorry, what?
No, but the reason I bring it up,
we've discussed it several times. Kevin is super. The wound is still raw.
It's still there. Is I was totally ill prepared for the comments. And so, David he has a very sizable YouTube channel. So of course he has a sizable audience, whether that's subscribers and dedicated followers or just people passing by. And the comments get pretty rude, pretty negative, pretty nasty, which I guess is nothing new to the internet, nothing new to comment sections. But I mean, it's trolling be trolling. But yeah, it's still like, every now and then it pops back up and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna. I mean, there's a lot of comments. I think there's like 500 comments on the video, and there's some good ones. And people are like, oh, I have a question, and I actually have gone in there and answered the questions on David's video. And I've noticed David has not once to this day replied to a single comment on that video.
Don't blame.
And I don't. But he probably has like that rule across the board. But yeah, you gotta, your advice is just remember that some people are just hiding behind a monitor and they're just they're just trollers be trolling, and that's just how it is. So yeah, thick skin is a good lesson.
Totally. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot.
That's fine.
Nobody cares. Nobody.
But yeah, I think congratulations on your 5 years.
Killing it.
And I am still happy that we have connected. I don't want to say forever. That's like what awaits me. But it's still been a pretty good ride. And hey, Just the Rhino. We started with Just the Rhino, and here we are.
I've enjoyed the hell out of you over the last year that I've known you personally.
This is welcome everyone to Brick Smith and Kevin Reflection Hour.
There it is. Yeah. I know. I was super salty and super jealous of you back when you met my friends in Brick World, Chicago. I was like, he's not that cool. I'm Mr. Community.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember one of my first thoughts was not really speaking to you, I don't think.
No, it was by proxy.
Yeah, but I was watching it and you're like, I'm Mr. Community. I'm like, who the hell have I been for the last 5 years? It's like, I thought I got paid to be Mr. Community.
I do it on my own.
It was pretty good. But yeah. So hey, we should probably get to the meat and potatoes.
I forgot to turn on the stopwatch.
Hey, could you eat
meat and potatoes? I did today. I could eat.
You ate. I ate.
I got Matt made a meat and potatoes and rump roast or something.
Yeah,
it's all right. You call it whatever I want. Matt doesn't watch this show. Best friend in the world doesn't watch any of my content.
I love it.
I was like, did you watch my update video? Nope.
Thank you.
Thanks for that. Make him nauseous.
So I guess I should do our standard intro-ish.
Hey Kevin, where can they find you?
So hey everybody, thanks for coming by for another episode. If you are just joining us, you really probably should go back to the beginning because this is an episodic tale.
This is episode 24.
Yeah, if you
specials.
Yeah, the specials you could probably dive into at your leisure.
Yeah.
But the regular numbered episodes probably be best to go in order. But if you have any interest in following me outside of this program, you can find me at Mr. Hinkle on any form of social media. And if you want, what's that?
Do you have Tumblr?
I don't have. That's the one I don't have.
They can't find you anywhere.
Yeah,
I have a Tumblr.
Right. Fair enough. And if you have interest in following just the artistic content I create, because I am an artist, you can follow me at Mr. Hinkle Draws, and that is also on the Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the main, not Tumblr. And then also my YouTube channel here is Mr. Hinkle Draws. And last but not least, I do run a comic series for Lego fans called Bricks in the Middle. So that's bricksinthemiddle.com.
And then we have to talk about the shirts afterwards.
Well, that's true. And Bricks in the Middle is at BITM Comics on social media, and it's printed in every other issue of Brick Journal magazine. And last but not least, I also run I design shirts for a service called the AFL Shirt Subscription Service with Chris, aka Clutch, aka Bricks on the Dollar. And so
for the kids.
Exactly. So if you go to bricksonthedollar.com, you can subscribe to get a Lego inspired t-shirt I design every month. And if you are interested in just getting the one shirt you want, you don't necessarily want to subscribe, you can wait 6 months and get it on Amazon for only $5 more expensive, but you get to choose the color for the shirt. And there's also cuts specifically for women and children on Amazon.
There you go. I also, while we're on the subject of the shirts, I have a complaint from somebody in the community. I'm not going to name names, but hey, when you're Mr. Community, they come to you. So what can I do? But
that is very true.
Publicly shame Kevin right here in public and tell him never to do it again.
Put me on blast.
It really wasn't that bad of a thing. I have an AFOL that does not like when you put them on white shirts.
No, I mean, who likes a white shirt, right? I don't like a white
the design, the person loved the design. And
yeah.
as soon as it's available at Amazon, they're going to go snag another one.
Yeah.
And they're going to give me that shirt, and I'm going to give it a giveaway on my channel with it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, preaching to the choir.
Okay.
I don't really nobody likes white shirts. I don't think I own, except for one, any white shirts myself. With the subscription service, just to bring the curtain back a little bit, those are screen printed, good old fashioned screen printing. And so we try to incorporate one of the colors of the design in the shirt itself to save us money. Yeah, so that's one less color.
Should have done green.
Well, I mean, green was in the mix. And we're also trying to, diversify the different colors through the course of the year.
Sure.
Instead of having all black shirts. So it's
all black shirts. That's all you need.
Because it's really easy to just have all black shirts.
You should just have all black shirts.
But yeah, the one white shirt we've done so far, which I really like that design too. I think it's really cool.
It's one of the best designs.
Yeah, I want to see that on an actual cup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It will be available on Amazon eventually, and you can choose from different colors too. So
there you go, folks. There. And I should have said that. I should have cut you off and interrupted you and said there's somebody complaining. Where could they get ones that's not white?
Yeah.
But hindsight 2020. Moving on. So this is Kevin, and he did some things with Lego, and he finally made it home.
And then last time we went through another photo album journey.
It was so much.
And we didn't finish.
No, we didn't.
So I figured we should finish.
I think we probably do. You guys leave a comment. Say, should we finish?
Should we finish?
Should we? By the way, the comment, the as Kevin uses them quite often, regular. Don't show them what you're looking at.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The internet, the comment of the week and the internet points go to.
Yes.
All right, hang on. Let me find it. And I didn't. Hey, how's it going? No, I did not check with Kevin. This one comes from episode 23. Shout out to the Sears cart that made this whole new store setup happen. Collecting bricks.
That's awesome. I did not see that comment yet. That's great.
Yeah. That there were other great comments, but that one hit me right in the Sears cart.
Hey, let's acknowledge the unsung heroes of this saga.
You should. Hey, can I get you to draw the next time you do the doodle stream? Can I get you to draw the part for me?
Absolutely.
That way I can cut it out and I can put it on my merch shirts and have Forever Sorting written on it.
Have we finally do we have a Forever Sorting inside joke at this point now?
Several.
Okay. Hey,
and also, hang on, Kevin, shut up. Also,
I'm glad you can't see my face.
Right. Also, folks, I'm not sure when, but there is a merch. What is it?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Rick Smith merchandising and everything that you love about him, you can probably get on a shirt here pretty soon.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Back to the pictures.
Yes. So I was actually going to say if
hold on. Never mind. I thought it was a picture. That's probably the link up there. Okay.
If you guys watching, I would be very curious if you have some favorite Forever Sorting jokes or moments or whatever. Put it in the comments, because that actually would be really cool to know what you guys are thinking is like the Sears cart. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you, from those people that have been watching or listening for a number of weeks, what are some of those moments that you're like, oh, that's a forever sorting?
Sure. You ready for this, Kevin?
I'm ready.
Forever sorting. Top 10 comments. And just put the comments on the shirt.
Just the straight up. I love it. I love it. That's like when I've seen people joke at like a celebrity on Twitter. They'll say, if you like this tweet, I'll frame it. And then they do. So they print it out and frame it.
No.
it's so good. Okay. So.
Yeah. You skipped that one where everybody's standing in a circle singing Kumbaya.
Oh, yeah, I did.
You said I'll get back to that one.
Yeah.
Hey, there's the Sears cart.
There it is, right? So I was going through this photo album I have on Flickr. And as I mentioned last time, these pictures are out in the wild. So you're welcome to go browse them at your own pace if you wish on my Flickr account, which is Mr. Kevin Hinkle.
Oh, is that what it is?
You'll know it's me because it has my face. But I stopped going through the photos right here because this is when it stopped kind of being just me and a few people and us opening the store to actually really getting into training the staff to be open and actually opening, like for real, having people come in and buy stuff. Mm-hmm. So
you did tell us who that was, or
right here in the middle,
the guy from Birmingham store.
Yep. So that's his name is Michael.
I'm pretty salty that Michael left the Birmingham store because I didn't get a feel for the Birmingham. Listen, folks, if I don't know you personally and I don't like how you did me, I'm going to talk about it.
It's going to be mentioned.
If we're friends, I'll tell you later on when it's quiet. I don't like what you did to me. Okay.
Yes. So yeah, he was originally at the River Chase store in Alabama. And then he transferred, I believe, to the second store that opened in Georgia. Yeah, because the first one's not in Atlanta proper; it's somewhere else.
No.
But yeah, so he's still with Lego, as far as I know. He's actually he's still a store manager, but he has a more robust title of training store manager.
Ooh.
So that means that he is still a store manager and he works in his store, but they'll send new store managers to train in his store.
There it is.
So it's it's kind of neat, and it shows that he does a good job, and he is extremely nice. He's one of the nicest people I know, and definitely good Lego people. He's a good Lego.
That's why he's a store manager trainer.
Yeah. He's good Lego people. So he came on to kind of help. We were in the last couple days of getting the store open, and so he came in and asked me and Ted, my assistant manager, to start scheduling the new staff for like training sessions while the store was still closed. Yeah. And so he said, well, you and Ted specifically are still getting all the finishing touches done, I can start with training with the staff. Right. So yeah, you have people here. This is Randy. You're seeing the back of Randy.
Hey, Randy.
And then this is Megan, which we already saw before. And then
is that a tattoo on Megan's back?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
And then this is Alyssa.
Hey, Alyssa.
This is Tyler. And this is Brandon. And I can't remember who's behind Tyler. But so they're here and they're talking about. I want to say they're going through walking around the store, looking at all the different products and kind of doing an overall product knowledge because he's holding a Star Wars box. She's holding a Star Wars box. So they're doing some kind of product knowledge training.
Those are all Star Trek fans, so we're all in trouble.
So we're all, everything's great. We didn't talk about this one, did we? So this is.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
we did. Okay.
We talked about I'll go ahead and go slowly, and I'll tell you when to stop.
Okay. It was like right around here, right? We didn't talk about these things.
Keep going.
We talked about these?
Yes, we went back to that. That's the only one you skipped. You went to the store before it was about to open.
We didn't talk about these.
We didn't talk about any of these.
No, we didn't talk about these, Julian.
Wait.
We stopped like right here. This is where we stopped.
No, I'm going to pull up the video because I'm going to find it. You do whatever you need to do. You can talk if you want, but
all right, I'm going to keep talking.
Yeah.
So over here and in this shot, we have Javier. And I can't remember her name.
Yeah,
I feel bad.
we did talk about Javier.
Javier's pretty unforgettable. He was definitely he was one of the Casanovas of the store, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
So there he a lot of the younger female guests were like, "Is Javier working?" It's like, oh, good. So yeah, there's still some setup happening. Training is happening because I can see the back of Michael right there, and you can see on his shirt. It's hard to make out, but this is a minifigure of the Vulcan statue in Birmingham, Alabama.
What?
So they have a statue in Birmingham of the Greek god Vulcan, not Vulcan from Star Trek.
That's the last picture here.
It's what? This?
That's the last picture from the video right here. You can't see it. No, slide up. Go on.
Okay, yeah. All right. So this one, this is the last one.
Yeah.
So as I said, we didn't talk about that.
Hey, you don't know nothing. Hey, you just sit there and look pretty, okay?
Look pretty for the camera.
There it is.
And so yeah, that was his store opening T-shirt because they had location specific shirts back then.
Oh my!
Which was nice. They don't do that anymore, I don't think.
Before you go on, I'm just going to interrupt you real quick. I really, 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 really think they should bring back the diversity of the individual store, and the cookie cutter is dumb.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, back in this day, this is when you would have a unique shirt, you would have a unique set.
Mm-hmm.
There was one thing. The minifigures were technically unique as well.
Yeah.
But there were generic minifigures with a printed back, and the cardboard artwork was different.
Yeah, I think that's just fantastic.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was really nice. It was a nice touch.
This whole they're all the same? No, forget that.
Yeah, it's pretty much all the same now.
I don't like that at all.
So yeah, so there's still some training going on, and then still some setup going on. Here's the thing that you were enamored with last time.
I still need to get those. That doesn't look that big.
It looks pretty big. So yeah, I think they're doing a building challenge where there's some instructions on the screen, and build that again just to kind of get a feel for what do you think's going on.
Yeah.
And then down here we've got some good old look at this. It looks like school.
See, I remember these though. I'm telling you, we saw these.
I think we went. I think you
are those guys praying or what?
I think you and I went through them. Is what happened. So they're talking again about something. It's some kind of training, and Michael's walking everybody through it. What is his name? I think his name's Walker. Walker is his name. So one of the decisions that Ted and I made for this store, and we talked about it at length, and we knew it was going to be a pain in our butts, but we decided to not hire anybody in as a supervisor.
What?
So Ted and I, we had both had a pretty big fear, also based on some of our past experiences, both him and me separately, about giving the responsibility of supervisor to someone who just ends up just being disastrous.
Yeah.
Because we really didn't know any of these people, right? Like, yes, we interviewed them. Yes, we see their resumes, but we don't know how they work. And we wanted to really kind of hire everybody on as associates and take that first 1 to 2 weeks to see who stands out in the crowd.
Yeah.
And we knew that was going to suck, because if you only have 2 people that can open the store and close the store, that means Ted and I work every day. And then those first 2 weeks, Ted and I worked every day. And so, but in that, we did end up giving Robbie one of the supervisor positions, because he, from the beginning, like immediately was standing out as a leader immediately.
Nice.
And then we gave the other one to Randy. Again, here's him from behind. There he is again.
Face.
There's a picture later on where you can see him from the front. But so Randy and Robbie, so 2 R's, they were given the supervisor roles. And Robbie really, really worked out well. Not to get too ahead of the game, but Robbie ended up staying with the store for a very long time, a couple of years after I left.
Yeah.
And
Hey, Kevin.
yeah.
whatever you're playing with your hand is coming through the microphone very loudly.
Oh, that's stupid. It's like two bricks.
Yeah, it was real loud.
That's so weird.
It's not like you were grinding. It's not like you were grinding teeth.
Sorry, it was literally 2 bricks that I was.
I believe you, but
it's that Danish quality. So sadly, as you have heard on this program now many times, Robbie fell victim to the curse of I'm going to apply and apply and apply and apply, and every time they don't give it to me, I'm going to get more mad.
Yeah.
And so Robbie was a supervisor. He applied, I want to say, like 6 times to be an assistant store manager. And originally, he really, really did not want to leave Austin. He really liked Austin. He loved Austin. He didn't want to leave Austin. So he originally, when I left, and later on Ted left as well. So Ted's still with Lego to this day, but he's not in that store anymore.
Yeah.
Robbie applied to be the assistant manager of the Austin store. He wasn't given it. There was no reason he shouldn't have. Yeah. And then he finally, after so many years of being frustrated, said, "Fine, I will move for you," and started applying for like Chicago. I want to say he applied for a Miami store.
Wow.
He applied for a California store. And Robbie was the guy that I never thought was going to leave Austin. and he applied, and he said, "If they give it to me, I'll move." And of course, they didn't give it to him every single time. He got fed up and he quit. And so sadly, the curse affected him as well. And every time he wasn't given the role, he always asked directly for, "Could you please give me feedback into why I wasn't selected? I like to improve to increase my chances next time."
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, you're good."
And every time they said, "Oh, well, we can't really explain it." And so he was like, "Well, then that doesn't help me."
Because they don't know.
Yeah, because there's not really a good reason.
There you go.
So we'll keep moving on. So yeah, they're doing some training of some kind. And then this was some of our very last setups, like the window displays and stuff. So she is building a Lego Universe like top of the shelf thing.
Top shelf.
Yeah, and that looks fascinating. It's just like all these cardboard and instructions and just nonsense.
Yeah, you talked about those before and how dumb they were.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they look pretty cool, but the thing that made them so dumb is that usually the super easy to follow instructions were nowhere near the realm of reality. So it's like, oh, this should estimate a time of completion, 15 minutes. And it's like, well, this took us 3 hours. It's like there was always this huge disconnect between corporate and the real world.
Yeah.
And like,
real quick, Kevin, I'm going to build a set while we're doing this.
Okay, very cool.
How about that?
That's fine with me. So yeah.
Smith and I don't build. What?
Okay, so here we have a different group of people that are training. So we've got this is Jonathan. He's a member of TechSlug. So he was our resident AFL in the store. And then here's Austin again. We saw Austin earlier, who was helping put up the pick-a-brick wall. Robbie, Javier, I believe this is Will. And then this is John. Yeah, I think so. Oh, I don't remember this guy's name. He was. We had a lot of really good people. I can't remember his name though. And again, here's some cool little things on the shelf. Right here's a Clone Wars Y-wing. Again, Atlantis. This is the
what is that?
Some kind of anniversary set, maybe a 10-year Star Wars anniversary set.
Oh, okay.
Because it has that little classic symbol right there in the corner. That's what we're seeing right now in the 20th anniversary sets.
Oh, sure.
So I think that's maybe a 10-year or 15 or something like that. So yeah, some more training. As you can see, things are really like kind of getting finished. There's that fan again, right? The giant fan.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have air conditioning in the store.
Yeah, the tubes are in the back corners.
Yeah, the tubes are in the back. And yeah, so these things, some more just interesting Lego terminology. These are called cubes.
I would like a cube, please.
Cubes are pretty cool, and they've been drastically changed over the years in both their look and material. So in the very, very beginning, when we first got cubes at Colorado Mills, they were made out of wood. So they were wooden cubes, really sturdy, really heavy.
Yeah.
But they looked really nice, and you literally had to build them. So they came as a flat carton, and you'd have to pop it open, get your Allen wrench out, and build the cube.
I love it.
Then they turned into this. This is like a pre-molded fiberglass thing.
Oh,
So this was a little bit lighter. It kind of had like it was shiny, but if it got dirty, it started to get kind of chalky.
Oh,
if that makes sense.
yeah.
So you had to keep it clean because as soon as it started getting dirty, it started getting this weird kind of chalky feel to it.
It was not ABS.
No, it definitely wasn't. And they also, so the wooden ones, they'd have like these little connectors you could throw in, like a little metal hole where you could put like I don't know what to call it. It's like a little metal connector. And so you could put the cubes on top of each other. You could stack them.
Uh-huh.
And then when they did these fiberglass ones, you can see they just left these little like molded holes into it.
Oh.
And so they gave you these like little rubber connectors, and you jam the rubber connector into the hole, and they didn't work as well as the metal ones.
Fletch owns one of those.
Yeah, and these things have kind of gone out into the wild because every time you had to switch these over, you had to dispose of them. And if you're a huge fan and you maybe think it's cool, you're going to take it.
Sure enough.
And also, if they got too damaged in the store, the instructions were to just get rid of it. You'll get a replacement, get rid of it. Nice. So the ones that they use now, I've seen, are more like I would describe it as like something you might see at like a McDonald's playscape. Like it's kind of like got that plasticky feel to it, where it also has like a texture.
Fun.
You know what I mean? So it's not to say that it's bad. It's just that these have changed. No, I don't think so. I mean, I like the first wooden ones, but I mean, I liked a lot of stuff from that early retail years that never lasted.
Yeah.
As more stores popped up, they just didn't continue. But yeah, so the cubes have gone through many different materials and looks over the years, but they still use them. They're still cubes. I don't think they use them as much anymore. They seem to have a lot more like bulk stack of products on the sales floor now, and different like pre-molded play areas and stuff.
But you had a big store, so you had plenty of space.
Oh yeah, I mean this is insane.
It's huge.
Yeah, so things are getting finished up. The wall's finished. There's still just product that now needs to just get put away, get put up for selling. Yeah, they're still doing some training here. This is register training.
Oh, I hate register training.
And so here's Randy from the front.
Where?
Right here.
Is he the guy that had the cane?
No, that's Robbie right there.
Oh, well, right.
So you had Randy and Robbie. Those were the two guys that we eventually moved into supervisor roles. And then, there's Megan again, Javier, and then Michael.
Did any of the regular employees get upset when they got moved into manager or to the supervisor spot?
If they did, I didn't know about it.
Well, you're the manager. The manager's never supposed to know.
No, yeah, it was amazing how that happened. Like, growing through the ranks of being, an associate, a supervisor, an assistant manager, a manager. Yeah. I always think, it'll be different when I'm a manager. Like, the staff will talk to me and trust me.
Nope.
And it was fascinating because Ted would always tell me stuff. I'm like, I don't know that. And he's like, yeah, they're not going to tell you that. I'm like, why would they not tell me that? And so it was amazing. But yeah, so not that I know, but maybe there was. So this is also, you can see in their hands, these were their VIP cards. So they all registered for themselves for a VIP card.
Nice.
That was kind of cool. And they're all buying or fake buying Lego trucks. That's their.
What truck is that? What truck is that?
The yellow Lego city truck. You know what I'm talking about? Here's a picture of the back of it.
The one with the porta potty?
I don't think so.
I didn't know that was way later.
Yeah. And also look in this photo, you've got the board games here. And then also you can see here these like little cardboard stands, little thing here, this little paper thing. Mm-hmm. And that has the return policy. This was right before they switched the little electronic screens that flip through the different screens,
right?
Which I think they still have now. So during my time in this store, when we opened, we set up the paper ones, and in that time, they switched over to the electronic ones. Yeah. And so it's always interesting because, like, fixtural changes like that never look as good in a store that it wasn't built to include it You know what I mean? Like, of course, after that, new stores would like the register setup would be a little different to like incorporate the electronic screen.
Sure.
And so if you're just like, oh, you're an afterthought, so you would like stick it with Velcro on the top of it. It's like, doesn't quite look as good.
No.
So here is this is the build your own minifigure bar. So Lego stores still have this, as you know, today, but it looks very different than this.
Oh, sure.
So before we had this like thinner cube that was custom molded to have these little holes for the legs and the I mean, you can see there's not a lot of parts out here. Like it's like a little, like you could probably fit a small pick a brick cup in there.
Yeah.
And so this would have the legs, the bodies, the heads, and the accessories, and they did have to keep clean and separate. That was a requirement. Couldn't mix them.
Wow.
And this little shallow bin here, this is for the trays. And then this was a case, you can see a little lock here, where one of those big, blow molded minifigures would be. So he'd be standing in the middle of this case. And of course, hardy har har, everyone would be like, how much for the big one? How much for the big one?
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, no, it was not funny the first 100 times. He was in.
Salty about that, folks.
Because sometimes those cool, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I do know what you're saying.
It's like, if I had $1 for every time someone like, hey, Lego my ego, right? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. That's it, yeah. Raspberry what? Sure.
So yeah, this was not a good setup for this at all. As you can see, you can't barely put any parts out. There's 4 cups here, 4 cups there, and that's the end of it.
Done.
So you're stocking it constantly, and it was just kind of dumb. So I'm glad they phased that out.
Who came up with a new idea?
Oh, I don't know. Probably somebody who actually knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Here,
photo.
Yeah, here is me embracing the fan because it was incredibly hot. So it's like, thank you.
What you say? The fan was incredibly hot.
The store was incredibly hot.
Oh, okay. I'll just make sure. Okay.
Yeah. So you can see the store is like almost done and ready to go.
Yeah.
We got some Toy Story 3 products on the shelf here. This right here, these is for the Lego Universe games. They would be on these shelves.
Yes.
Because we all know how well that did.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh, and it's funny because this T-shirt I'm wearing is a Lego Universe T-shirt also.
Of course it is.
So this has there was a marketing campaign for Lego Universe, like a fake research institute was examining crashed space pods all around the world. I don't know if you have any knowledge at all of this.
I am very glad to say that I was in my dark ages and didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, so they did like this guerrilla marketing campaign where they were claiming that Lego built space pods were crashing all around the world. And there wasn't a lot. There was, I think, maybe 10 in the whole world. They were real. They conveniently landed near Lego stores. And one of them landed in Anaheim, California. And I mean, this was a real deal, man. They like sent people there with fake lab coats and like silver briefcases and black gloves and but it's a marketing thing. It was all fake. But this shirt is one of the shirts that is the fake Research Institute's name on it. And so the Research Institute's name was the Bradford Rant Institute of Kinetic or Telekinetic Energy or something, but the acronym was BRICK for brick.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I was wearing the Lego Universe T-shirt. And the reason I'd have an Anaheim, California shirt is because I knew the manager and he mailed me one in Arizona. Here's another kind of cool picture where you can see another angle of the Build-A-Mini. So there's one more thing here with 4 more cups. So, I mean, look how much pieces you can get out. So many parts. Here's another giant display thing, like a monolith for Lego Universe here in the front. This was our main push. This was the thing.
It didn't last very long, right?
It was alive and active for 9 months, and then it was shut off.
And how many millions of dollars did they spend on research and development?
Oh, I think it was 30 million. I think it's probably more than that, to be honest.
Is that the biggest flop they ever had, or no?
I think it is up there. I think either that one or board games. It's one of the two.
Board games were dumb.
So here's another shot. You can see, yeah, things really, really close. This is for some product right here. This like flat cube.
Love it.
That's for bulk stacking some product. Here's another angle. Really cool. I mean, look at this. This is the first photo with no barricade in the front. So you can see them all. You can see them all hallway. So we're still not open yet, but people can now look in, and boy, did people love looking in at us with those doors locked. Like they were like looking at us like we were zoo animals. And so, interestingly enough, the barricade came down earlier than it was supposed to. So I thought it came down when it was supposed to. I don't know. But right around this time, this is when my boss was finally done with vacation. So this is when the district manager, John, showed back up, and he came in. Of course, his first order of his first priority was to come visit me and see how the new store was opening up. So he showed up, and I remember he was very confused and said, "Why is your barricade down?" And I was like, "I don't know. I thought it was supposed to be down." Because I think at this time we still had maybe 4 or 5 days left, or maybe a week until we were going to open. And he's like, "We have like a week left. People are going to stare at us for a week while we're working in here." And I was like, "Do you want it to be back up?" And he was like, "Oh no, screw it." But we had to put like signs in the window saying we are not open. We will not open until, so-and-so day. But you can see things are almost done. This case right here has watches in it.
Oh,
there's Lego watches in there.
Like nice ones, or just like?
No, these were not. We didn't get to the nice ones yet. That was many years before the nice ones.
Oh, okay.
There's like some Star Wars ones in there that are kind of nice, but
nothing like what you wore.
Not like the newer watches that are still kind of available now.
I got you.
Here's another shot, and then let's go to page 2. Look, we're on page 2 now.
No way. Are you kidding me right now?
out of 3 pages. So this, here we go. This is like almost. This might be like the day before or a couple days before now. Product is now bulk stacked.
You can't see the screen, can you?
What?
We're at 34 minutes.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Well into the start of the show.
I love it. We'll finish it. Don't worry. We'll finish it today.
Oh, we're good. We're good. I'm loving it.
All right. Let's see. Yep. See, the 3 registers are up. We've got like swords and junk in here. Mop buckets out there. Look, the stuff's in the display now. The gallery. We've got the Grand Emporium, Fire Brigade, the shuttle. Here's the minifig showed up. There he is, and he's holding one of the little displays.
How much for that one?
Oh, these are kind of easier to find. You can find these on eBay all the time.
Oh yeah.
And I think they tend to go around like somewhere between 600 to 1,000. I feel like that's where they land.
Oh, Chief's got about a half a dozen of them, as far as I think I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know Uncle Chief.
Yeah. You look in the window, you can see Lego Universe in the window too.
Yeah, wow.
It was a push. That was the push then.
And you guys in the store were like, "This is going to be the greatest game ever."
I was excited. Yeah.
What is that?
That's the Imperial flagship.
Yes.
And the shuttle, Fire Brigade.
I saw the shuttle on the register earlier.
Yeah.
I didn't mention it, but
yeah.
Look at all the pink and blue buckets. Man, they need to come back with those.
Yep, pink and blue buckets. I mean, this is okay. Yeah, this is, I think, the day before soft opening. So the evening before. So we did a soft opening and a grand opening. So obviously, soft opening is just you open and you don't really necessarily tell anyone you're open.
Yeah.
You just open the doors, and the purpose is to get all the kinks out and learn the registers, get the store or the staff can start training with real humans, and then you advertise to everybody your grand opening day. So people think, and pretty surprisingly, it works a lot of times.
Sure.
Is that people think your grand opening is literally the first day you open the doors.
Correct.
Even though it's not. So we had, I want to say, maybe an entire month or 6 weeks between soft opening and grand opening, which is unusual. Usually it's like 2 to 3 weeks. But again, something weird in the schedule happened so that we had a long time so that we could get stuff worked out.
I just blame your district manager. That's what I do.
Yeah, well, that too.
Oh, look at that smile.
So
Yeah,
here,
are
this
you?
was Ted took this picture of me. This was day one. This is day one. The store is open. I was running this way for something, and this is a stop mid walk and turn and smile picture. Look, these are Atlantis tridents.
Ooh,
That's what people want, right? They want foam tridents.
that's what I want in life.
And then I walked out, so you can see here Lego Universe in this window, Lego Universe right there in the front like display. All these tubes have Lego Universe graphics in them.
Huh,
And here's look how big this steel column is.
that's big.
It's like almost the size of the doorway.
That's
Here's some uninterested mall walkers
doing their thing.
doing their thing. And so this picture here, this is interesting. So this person here, this is Kurt. Kurt is the director of retail operations for North America.
Hey, Kurt.
So he's pretty high up on the food chain. He's still at Lego to this day. And that's about all I got to say about that.
Oh, okay. Because my next question was, is he a nice guy? So
Yeah.
I'll just leave that be.
We'll just leave that there. But so he did come in. He came and visited on day one. And I will say the one thing I thought was funny about him, which you have one of two ways corporate people handle being in a Lego store. The first way is if they come in and they have like a Lego shirt on, like clearly he has a Lego branded polo on. If people come in, if you work for Lego, you were in the store and somebody just, unknowingly walks up to you, go, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have a question. Could you tell me where whatever?"
Yeah.
You either answer them to the best of your ability, or you say, "I don't know. Kevin, please help this person."
Sure.
Kurt was one of the people that would never answer a question. So he would just always look like a deer in the headlights and would grab the nearest Lego employee and thrust them into the customer's view.
Oh.
And again, I know everyone's different, but I don't have a lot of patience for that.
No.
And again, if you're part of a retail division, please make a slightly concentrated effort to know what you're doing.
Yep.
It would be nice.
No, I get that. I agree with that completely.
Yeah.
I worked at Walmart. Our store manager, he would get on the back of the truck if need be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it just makes a difference, right?
Oh, huge.
Yeah. So this was I want to say that John, my district manager, took this photo.
Okay.
And so I think that was
Captain
So
Vacation.
and then
What?
yeah. What'd you say?
Captain Vacation.
Yeah, exactly.
You take like 8 months off.
Yeah, and then this is cool. So this was a photo of me and Ted and Michael, who came and helped us train the staff. And see this massive banner hanging back here?
Mm-hmm.
The Lego store is now open. So this was given to our store for free. And it was because somebody in mall marketing messed something up. And I want to say it was because they accidentally advertised our grand opening or something off by a couple days.
Oh dear.
It got fixed, and it wasn't wrong on any of the Lego information. Like it wasn't wrong on like the Lego website. It was wrong in the mall's website. So not disastrous, but so they gave us this massive, super sweet banner that hung up in the mall for like 6 months, which was incredible. But because of this, here's a nice picture of it. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
And they said these things cost like an insane amount of money for stores to buy a banner in the mall.
Sure.
So needless to say, we never had another one. But that was our banner. But there's some photos, I think, on page 3 or at the end of this page where we had to set up like a makeshift thing because there were people that showed up on the wrong date thinking it was a grand opening.
Oh no.
So we found out we did a thing.
Oh,
but,
thing.
Yeah. So here's some more shots. Just everyday life. You can see we have our sign up now for the real grand opening. So this says, "Hey, come join us. We're building a Buzz Lightyear." And look, there's a little tiny bat. See a little bat right there? That was our model. So Austin is known for their bats. We have the Congress Bridge, and there's a lot of bats that live under it, and it's a big thing. And when you're growing up in Austin, as I did, every kid in elementary school takes a field trip to see the bats. So we gave away a little brick-built bat.
Oh, do you still have your bat?
I do. I still have the bat.
Is it on display? Do you love it with all your heart?
It's I used to have it on display at the office in Infield
Oh, okay.
for a very long time. And look, you can see the tubes. See the big tubes in the back going into our little AC units, because we didn't have AC, I think, for like the first month or two. We forgot to install your AC. So they fixed it.
You guys are gonna be hot.
It was pretty brutal. And so here, this was our opening staff photo here on the left, and then of course you take a serious photo and you take a goofy photo. And so,
what are you doing?
I'm kicking Ted.
Oh, I see now. Okay.
And so, and I don't even remember how this came about. I think Ted said, "I'm going to lay on the ground. You should pretend to kick me." And I said, "But I like you. Why would I kick you?" And I said, "Fine, I'll kick you for the photo." But these were our photos. A decent number of these folks worked at the store for a pretty long time, actually.
Good deal.
Yeah, only a few of these people
ended
up leaving.
Ted, who's your favorite?
Who is my favorite employee?
Yeah, out of all those people besides Ted.
Robbie.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go, Robbie, and everyone else that's listening. Kevin had favorites.
Ted and Robbie were my right and left hand guys.
Nice.
We had a pretty good trio working. So yeah, those are opening staff photos, and then this is madness. This is grand opening. So it's just like, yeah, there's just a thing. This is Matt right here.
Yeah, so he did the interviews, right?
He was the one that drove from Houston and helped us do interviews. So he does not work in the Austin store. He was just on loan for the weekend. And yeah, it was crazy. I mean, this is, you can, I don't know if you can make it out, but everybody here is just in line. So it's like, this is all a line. Here's some more photos of just wall to wall.
Carnage.
Yeah, this was outside in the mall. This was the grand opening event where they were building Buzz Lightyear. So this is Master Builder Chris, who is Master Builder Dan's son. So they're the only father-son master building duo in history.
Right.
So this was kind of cool though, because when you walked out from our store and you looked down, it was like, that's how close it was from the store.
Wow.
So it was on a different floor, which is neat, because you don't want it to be so close that you're not driving traffic anywhere.
Right.
But it's like, oh, you can go upstairs and there's a Lego store. So it really kind of did this cool like cross promotional thing.
That's fun.
And then yeah, there's the model as it was being built. It was a 3-day affair. And the model was, of course, stretched out to last the whole 3 days. So it wasn't built once, taken apart, built again, taken apart. It was only built once through the 3 days.
So the kid that showed up at the beginning of the whole thing, who got to do the bottom of the foot, never got to see the finished product.
Not unless they came back, yeah.
Oh.
And then let's see. Yeah, so here's some more photos. You can see anyone who kind of looks like maybe they would be a Lego store employee, like with a black shirt and khakis.
Mm-hmm.
Those are Tech-Slug volunteers that helped us for the weekend. So we had an arrangement.
How important were they?
Like 100%. You couldn't do it without them.
Yeah.
Could not do it without them.
I like
yeah, they were super important. And that's how all the grand opening events, they were pretty reliant on volunteers. And then we'll get to a story many years later in which that whole arrangement crumbles.
Okay.
And I can provide more context into why it crumbled.
Is it the AFOL's fault?
No.
Oh, no, of course not. Whose fault is it, Kevin?
It's not.
Not spoilers, but is it Lego who brought the fall?
We may have seen a photo of him earlier. All right, so yeah, so here's look at how cool this picture is. Look at all of these kids looking at Master Builder Chris. Like, that's just crazy. So yeah, they're building this. Look at it. I mean, look how cool it is. All these children, like, just,
yeah, they're ready.
It's just cool. I don't know what sticker Master Builder Chris has on his face, but yeah, he's there. He's doing trivia. They're giving away Lego sets.
He's still around, right?
Yeah, he's still around. So right here from this view, so again, we're on the floor, the ground floor, And like right up here, like right behind the banner, like that's where the Lego store would be, like right over around here. So we had like a staircase that was kind of close to us. So yeah, doing trivia, giving stuff away, getting near the end. I think this is actually almost done. I think the only thing left is to add the head, because Buzz's head is totally already built and glued together. Because it's very intricate, you know, with his eyes and his smile and all these kind of things. So,
Sure.
So yeah, they're getting ready to do the final trivia, the final
But so did you guys go to Infinity
and beyond and beyond.
All right.
So here it is. It's done with the head on it. So you can see how it's already all built. And then yep, there's again me, Ted, and Master Builder Chris, young and innocent.
Yeah. I had no idea.
Oh, and the store was so, like, the footprint of the store was so large that we actually moved Buzz Lightyear up and into the store.
Oh, I wish you had videotaped that.
Yeah, it was. You can see there's some cracks a little bit right here, right?
Yeah.
It had a journey. But we went up the elevator, like the service elevator, and got him up there. But it was cool. He was there for not long. He was only in display maybe for 2 or 3 more days, and then we took him.
I can just hear your employees. You want us to do what with him now?
Yeah, exactly. And then here's a couple more photos as things are just starting to die down.
Is that your boot?
Yeah, we had the so here's an interesting fact, because I think anybody who is active in the community knows that these Woody statues are everywhere.
I surrounded one in Chicago.
Yeah, so here's the story. Here's the real story behind this, the Woody statue. When they were originally commissioned from the model shop in the Czech Republic, so this statue was built in the Czech Republic.
Oh,
there was a error on the form. Lego in the US had requested 5. And on the form, it said 50.
What?
So 5 Buzz Lightyear showed up and 50 Woody statues showed up.
Wow.
So that is why anybody and their mother has a Woody statue. Seriously, how many times have we seen it, like shows or expos or airports or like the Woody statue is everywhere.
Yes.
I
have seen it in 2 different places, and I don't get out very much. 3?
And,
2.
Yeah, and you never see Buzz Lightyear. You just see Woody. That's all. That's all. So there was an accidental 45 extra Woody statues per 2. And hey, it's interesting when you're in a company the size of Lego where that kind of error is just not even noticed. You're like, oh, wait, how much did we pay for that project? That's a little.
Folks, you don't see that. You don't see that every day.
You really don't. You don't see that every day. No. So we had a Woody statue, and yeah, a couple more shots of just opening, regular madhousey kind of stuff.
Looks great. I wish I could get one in North Florida.
I can't remember this guy's name. He was a good employee. I just can't remember his name. So he was one of the people that he left after the summer was done because he went back to full-time college. No, he was a full-time college student, and so he just couldn't stay. And we're like, well, hey, I'm not going to force you to stick around. And so he did not come back, at least during my time. But he was good.
You told him you were sorely missed.
Yeah, for sure. And then this was some more opening stuff, more Madhouse stuff, and then this was kind of in the same time. This was Logan, and so we brought Logan on, and Logan ended up being totally one of the best employees in the team, and he was there also for a very long time, and then he ended up actually becoming a very successful DJ.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so he is a very, Austin, right? Austin's known for their live music scene and all that kind of stuff.
They are something.
And he ended up being a very successful DJ, and he still works. Well, he doesn't work for Lego. He actually works for Robbie now. Robbie.
Okay.
So Robbie, as I told you earlier, left out of frustration, and eventually Robbie, very shortly after him leaving Lego, was given a store manager role. So he was trying to be assistant manager at Lego, like nobody's business.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give it to him. and then a local famous toy store in Austin called Toy Joy. It is a world famous toy store. Gave him store manager and part owner. So it's just like, yeah, that you heard me right. so he hired he offered a job to Logan, and Logan left Lego pretty quickly to go and work for Robbie part-time while he was a DJ the rest of the time.
Nice.
So good stuff. He was a really incredibly nice person.
Was he?
He was super nice. This is the line outside. It gets all the way here and then goes all the way back. You can see people in line. You can see them. They keep going. Looks like it ends maybe around there. We did have to do the whole, fire marshal thing. Let certain number of people in as people leave. Just more Madhouse stuff.
Crazy.
More Madhouse stuff. I don't know what this little girl was telling me, but Ted was looking at her. It's just it's
there's a snake in his boot. What?
Yeah. Here's this table was like in this picture here on the left. The table would be just right here, like right on the right.
Yeah.
So the kids, when they built a brick for the model, they got to come upstairs and get a certificate. So it said that they helped build Buzz Lightyear.
I wonder if the kids still have those, man.
So then here, this is Lauren, and Lauren was another super awesome employee. And what's interesting is I showed you earlier the picture of, or I showed you Tyler, and Tyler was also a really good employee. And one day, Tyler and Lauren decided to start dating each other.
Oh no!
And that's fine. Whatever, they can.
Is it okay? Is it?
But employees can't date each other. And so we had Ted and I mean, it was like getting punched in the stomach. I'm not even kidding, because these are like seriously two of the strongest employees in the team.
Yeah.
And we have to say, here's the deal. You either need to stop dating, which you're not going to do that, let's be honest, or one of you needs to quit. And Lauren decided to quit so that she could continue to date Tyler.
That sucks out loud.
And so we didn't like it. Believe me, we wanted to kind of do the whole let's make an exception, but we said we make one, we make 1,000. Yeah. And so we just had to stick with our guns. We were really sorry that she left, but that was her decision to make, so she made it. But she was a really good employee. So was he. They were both really strong. Here's another shot of the building activity. Here's the secret area with the Texalog members that were helping us disassemble the bricks. So if anyone's not familiar with a master building event, I think I talked about it before, right, with Colorado. Mm-hmm. This is that quality control area I mentioned. So this is where if you didn't do this, the model would be built probably in 3 hours. And you would have the entire 3 days ruined. So you have to stagger the process. And because kids will come up and they'll build 50 bricks at a time. Okay. And you're like, dude, I need one. And so, but you don't tell kids no. So you just take it, and then somebody has to be back here just chewing these bricks apart like nobody's business. This is Master Builder Chris with his shirt attached to the AC unit. So he is hulking out of his shirt.
I don't blame him.
It was kind of funny. This is me and Jonathan, and Austin was in the Max costume. We know Max, right? He's the club mascot, kind of.
He is.
He
get me one of them things, a Max pig. I don't have one.
Yeah, and he's changed shapes many times too. Like he's changed styles.
Yeah.
And then more opening. Look at this. It just goes all over that. It's just crazy.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
And see, here's the in-store line right to the register. Like this it wraps around here. And we had 3 registers cooking the whole time.
Wow.
This is another good one. Just goes back to infinity. It's back there somewhere. And as I mentioned before, at some point, it did get to the end of Nordstrom, come back and wrap this way.
Yeah.
Like it was like almost near the Apple store, which was like crisis mode, because then the line wraps in on itself, which you never want to happen.
Right.
So it never got there, but it got really close. I tried to lift the camera as high as I could with my little arms.
Little T-Rex arms, folks.
Yeah. Here's the building event. You know, now that it's like calmed down, so people are still building some bricks, but it's not flooded with people at the actual Buzz Lightyear build. Some of these might be out of order because see, like it's not done yet on this.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, building Buzz. Oh, this is funny. So this is Kevin next to Ted.
Hey.
And you know how I have like Arizona Dan and Colorado Dan?
All right.
So Ted knew this Kevin first. And Kevin was on loan to us again from Houston, like Matt was.
Right.
So he was not our employee. He was just our employee for the weekend. And Ted would keep saying like, but that's Houston Kevin. You're Austin Kevin. Because Ted and I were very similar in a lot of ways. And I remember jokingly going, that's cool. Because I have like an Arizona Dan and a Colorado Dan. And he's like, well, you're going to be Austin Kevin. I was like, okay.
That's great.
And yeah, more shots. Yep. So you'd have somebody like actually, pointing people over into the line just because it was chaos.
Better than run a register. Good grief.
Oh, I took a picture of this because this was one of Robbie's. He's now a supervisor in this picture. And I said, this is one of your first crisis moments. The employee at the register has zero idea how to change the receipt paper. Please fix. And he was like, I got this. And I said, I'm going to take a picture of this because this is your first supervisory moment.
Oh, what's with the Gatorade? Did you let him drink on the job right there?
I think it might be hers. It might be a customer's. I don't know.
Is that how you did things?
No, it was not allowed on the sales floor.
All right. Okay.
You could sometimes, if it was water, you could put it under the thing if no one can see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, not normally. This guy right here, Will.
Hey,
Will was by far the best cashier on the team.
Wow.
He said all the things he needed to say. He followed the script every time. He said it like organically and naturally and didn't sound like you were forcibly reading a script. If you wanted him to add on stuff, he added it on. He was the best. And this was another like, let's punch Kevin in the stomach because Will was really bad about being to work on time.
Oh, nuts.
And so, again, you make one exception, you make 1,000 exceptions.
Amen.
And so Will was late once. He was late twice. He was late 3 times. And I said, Will, by the way it's written, you cannot be late. And I'm talking like late more than like 10 minutes.
Right.
I said, by the way the guidelines are written, if you are late one more time, I have to fire you.
Fired. Not even write up, huh?
Because that's already past the write-up stage.
Okay.
So he would have gotten a write-up at his second time of doing it.
And how far apart were the 1, 2s, and 3s?
I think there was like a 3-month like period in between. Like you had to be on your best behavior within the 3 months.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you this though. What was the policy for calling in?
I don't. Oh, so the policy was you could call in, and if you called in, you needed to already have somebody covering your shift. So it wasn't like
you had to come up with the person.
If you can't make it, you need to find someone to cover it for you. That's
dumb.
Well, I think it's when we put that into place, I can't remember if that was a store policy or a company policy. I don't remember.
I would believe that something that dumb would have to be company.
Well, but see, here's the thing: is again, Ted and I talked about it. The thing I loved about this store and this time of my retail career is that Ted and I both came from the bottom. We knew what was realistic to ask people to do. And we knew when people were bullshitting us. And so
Kevin.
Language, Captain America.
Of all people on my
Kevin. I know. But see, that was the truth, though. Like, we knew what we could ask you to do. And we also knew the Lego rules. We knew the Lego guide. Like we were the perfect team for this. And so a lot of our policies, like store level policies, we would say, like, I remember talking about this going like, what about when people are sick or whatever? And he'd be like, when I used to be sick, I used to have to find my cover. And I'm like, so did I. And I was like, so you know what? That's fair. Because when you're in the middle of like doing 1,000 other things, the last thing you need to do is now try to call 15 people and find a cover. So we made phone call lists available to all employees. They were printed and given.
Yeah.
And we all had agreements that everyone could have their numbers shared. so that you could find cover. And we also had availabilities on the schedule, so you know what people's availabilities were.
Sure.
And so the tools were there for people to do it. And we never had a problem with it.
Wow.
Like people could cover it. And it's funny because I remember
it wouldn't behoove him. I'm sorry. It wouldn't behoove him to call in instead of getting that fourth tardy.
He did it. And I remember sitting there and I was like, Will, I remember sitting with him. I go, Will, I am devastated to do this because believe me, I do not want to lose you, but you've come in late like 4 times in a row in the span of 3 months. I'm like, I can't. And the other thing is he didn't even have a reason. He was just like, I know, I'm just really bad about like being like, not like, oh, I take the bus and it's like the schedule's off. Yeah. Like he didn't have a reason. It was just, I'm bad about being on time.
He's just bad.
And I'm like, well, I'm sorry. It sucked. So we lost him.
To him the way Logo said.
Did he what?
Nothing. I'm just being stupid.
Okay. Here's another table, like just marketing stuff and information. This was another employee on loan for the weekend from one of the Houston stores. I don't remember his name, but he was there helping us out.
Nice.
More.
The kid doing the Infinity and Beyond thing or the Captain Morgan thing? Go back up.
Right here? Yeah, I think he's doing Infinity and Beyond, I think.
All right, cool.
This is a very well-known AFL by the name of Tony Sava. Tony Sava is a very prolific train builder. He is on par with Cale Leiphart and Pinlug and the Brick Model Railroaders. Like, he is a part of the core of Lego trains.
How do you spell his last name?
Sava, S-A-V-A. Tony Sava. Sometimes online he goes by Sava the Aggie is his username. But he is a veteran of the community. He has been around for a very long time. So he was there.
We're not friends, me and him. I'm sending him a friend request right now.
Kevin sent me.
Yeah, the Kevin.
Yeah. Tony, I don't know if he still does it, but he used to release a calendar every year. I mean, he takes the most gorgeous photos of the most well-built trains. Like, he builds these beautiful Lego locomotives, and then he'll make like landscaping, and he'll take photos like you went outside and took a professional photograph of it.
Yeah, these are pretty trains. I'm looking at them right now.
Yeah. So he was there. We were happy to have him. He's in Texas. He's in Houston actually, but he drove up from.
Just text him and tell him that I'm good people.
Yeah, Brick Smith's coming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brick Smith cometh.
And then. Yep, so we have a couple more pictures. Here's Austin again, and this is Alejandro.
Alejandro.
And Alejandro was Javier's cousin.
Oh.
And also, it should be noted, because this was important for Austin.
Yeah.
Austin, the store, is that Alejandro, Javier, Alyssa, maybe 2 or 3 more were all fluent in English and Spanish. And for Austin, that was very, very, very important. So we had multiple people that were bilingual in the store.
Are you bilingual?
I can understand Spanish decently, but I'm not confident in speaking it in public.
Okay. but like if you're in private, you will cry?
And I study it all the time.
Oh, okay.
And I can read it fairly well. Like if it's not like too crazy of words and stuff, like if like sometimes our friend Christian, who's in Chile, like sometimes he'll write stuff like on Instagram and I can understand what he wrote. I'm like, yep, I got it. But
you're so lucky. I had to hit the button.
But I'm not super confident to just start like discussing it. Yeah. Here's Austin in the Max costume.
Nice. Oh, I read something on Facebook that was interesting, and it said stop making fun of people with broke English. Because English is their second language.
Yeah.
How many can you speak?
Exactly. I love this photo of him with his head pumping.
Yeah, that is awesome.
It's the best. He loved it. He had such a fun time. And so Austin, so he worked in the store up until school started, and then he went to part-time. And then Austin was he had to go on a mission. So that was part of his faith.
Gotcha.
And so he had to leave the store to go on his mission. I think he went to Utah, but he was gone for a while. I think it was maybe a year.
Yeah.
And then after I had left the store, he did come back, and my successor asked me if I would rehire Austin. I said in a heartbeat.
Yes, please.
And so they rehired him again, and he worked for another, I think, year before school, and then left again to go back to school. So he was a hired and then rehired employee for the store. He was super nice. So this is the AFL shopping. So after the days were done, as part of the rewards, which the argument can be made, is that really a reward that you're allowing people to spend money? But as part of the reward, they got an employee's discount for whatever they wanted to purchase. So they got a 30% off, because that was the discount then. 30% off whatever they wanted to buy, but we also gave them Lego gift cards. Oh. So they had a certain dollar amount for how many hours they had worked that day.
That's nice.
So I think those combined is a pretty good thing.
Why are the children in there?
So these are the kids of the AFLs.
Oh, I'll allow it. Okay.
Yeah, and you can see like they have the name tags, sticker name tags on. Like you can see that kid's name tag. So you can see the piles are all around here. Yep, Tony Sava's right there in the front. Other notable people, you've got Chris McDougall here. He is one half of the founder of Brick Fiesta.
Okay.
The other half is here, Kurt Beatty in the background. Those two guys started Brick Fiesta.
Nice.
And then here, this is Matt Sailors. Matt Sailors is a pretty well-known member of Tex. Like, he actually lives in Florida now. I don't know we're in Florida.
Let's go to on Facebook.
But yeah, he's. Oh, and then this is Stefan Garcia, who has been super awesome about joining me in a lot of my live streams recently, which is cool. Big sci-fi builder.
Matt, what was Matt's last name?
Sailors, Sailors.
Okay. S what? Okay, there it is. Okay, we got to be. He's got a big cheese head on his head. He
does have a yes. That's him.
Very good. Kevin sent me.
There it is.
Yep.
So these photos here, these two pictures, these were the official photographs on Lego.com of our store.
Oh.
So they asked me to take some nice photographs for the official store listing. And so these were kind of as nice as I get it. You can see the Lego Universe stuff is gone now.
Yeah.
So this was
as far away from that big, stupid, ugly pole as you could.
Yeah. So this was probably a couple months after. But you can see Clone Wars is a thing.
Yeah.
And then Harry Potter's a thing. So you can see Harry Potter over there.
Sure. And the Tower Bridge in there now.
Yep, Tower Bridge. And what is this thing in next to it? Is it Palace Cinema maybe?
Can't tell.
No, it's just the ship still. But yeah, so these were the official photographs that went up. And then let's see, what else is different in these pictures? This thing here, this is not that same Lego Universe thing you saw from before.
No.
So this is actually brick built. It's a mosaic.
Oh, wow.
So we had an in-store event for the launch of Lego Universe, and kids came and built that guy. And then all the little minifigs on the front, they got to build a minifig and put it on there. So this was on the shelf. And of course, as to be expected, a lot of these minifigures got stolen.
Oh, that sucks.
And we're at the end. These are the last three photos.
Okay.
So this was, So this is okay. So this is still part of the three photographs. So you can see Lego Universe is still on the window, but it's gone from the front. And so this is the game actually came out. This is brick built mosaics as well. So that's we had a thing in the event in the store where kids built that. You can see the sign for the rocket over here. Get a free rocket if you buy the game.
Oh.
This was a more recent staff photo for the website. So as opposed to that opening staff photo, so you can see we did shrink, right? We've lost people. And we've gained some people. So there's Tyler, Brandon, there's Logan, there's Ted, Robbie, me, Alyssa. That's Enrique. Enrique came from the Oklahoma store.
Oh.
So he moved from Oklahoma to Austin, and he requested a transfer. And so I was like, sure, as long as your boss thinks you're cool, I'll bring you in. So I had a very quick phone call with the store manager, and he goes, oh, yeah, Enrique's fine. And so obviously it was good because Enrique is also bilingual. So we got another bilingual person.
What other languages does he speak? German?
Oh, English and Spanish.
Oh, wow.
And yep, Jonathan is still there, and Walker. I think this is Ryan, and I can't remember his name. Sorry, he was good though. I mean, this was a strong team.
So how close was this picture taken before you left?
Probably 5, maybe half a year.
Okay.
And then they wanted a photo of the store manager. So this was me like taking a ridiculous amount of photos because reasons. And this was the best one I got. So that's there I am at that time in my life.
Yeah, you are.
And so that's so obviously there's still more to the story, but that's the end of the two-parter photo album.
Yeah, that is opening day, folks.
And I will stop sharing my screen.
All right. There you go again, showing me off.
There
it is. Okay.
It's fun though, looking at those photos.
I think it's the first time you've ever filmed from in here.
For the show, it might be.
Yeah.
I've live streamed from here, but
yeah.
This is Isla Sorna. This is the other island.
Yes.
So this is here's another behind the curtain peek. My normal Lego building space is a stone's throw that way, and it is directly underneath the master bedroom of the house. So usually when someone's asleep, I try to not be directly underneath that part.
Good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So that's another secret behind the secret for all of our viewers, is that I try to be courteous of people sleeping in the house.
Nice. That's good stuff, Kev. What do you want to call it a day?
I think that's good. I think we're good, right? And then next time we can continue our episodic tale.
Yes, we'll be episode 25 next time. I really didn't think he was going to get through it, folks. I saw that page 3 and I started making that face.
The page 3 is like a fake out. It's like 3 pictures.
Yeah. Okay, well, Kevin, again, I really enjoyed that. I like looking at your pictures. I like the way you documented yourself, like you had this planned all along.
I really didn't, but it was kind of like I did. Yeah, and you guys, like I said before, like last time, if you want to see any of these photos, they're on Flickr. Feel free to go take a look. You can zoom in, examine all the Lego sets you want.
I don't forget what Flickr is.
I mean, Flickr is a thing. It's still a thing. It might be.
I'm not sure it's a thing.
I don't think it's quite at the AOL disc level yet, but it's still a thing.
It's getting close. All right, folks. I'm Brick Smith.
I'm Kevin.
That's Kevin.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome, Kevin.
We're starting over.
Yeah, we're starting over now. From all of us here at Forever Sorting, remember, you got to sort those
bricks.
Those bricks. Bye, everybody.